Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone.
It's been a while.
Yes, has been.
What's up, though?
Not much.
Cold.
Yeah. So, welcome to summer. Happy summer solstice, everybody.
Happy summertime.
Yeah, it's hot.
I'm cold right now.
So, yeah.
I'm sitting here with a blanket.
He is. It's that.
We're in Phoenix.
We also just ate a bunch of ice cream too. So, but excuse me. So, we're gonna be working on some new video series and stuff like that. Sorry, we've been away for a while. We got busy. We got sidetracked.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So
It's
we're
been a
probably
hot
gonna.
minute.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do more than one video tonight. So, expect a few more. So tonight's video is on.
Our ritual where we consecrated your first image of La Santisima Muerte and your experience with her.
Yay! I want to speak up a little bit, air conditioner.
Oh, blast. Anyways, so this video is going to be about how I led Brian into consecrating his first statue with La Santisima Muerte.
It was a wild ride. It was.
I've had a bunch of different statues with her that I've consecrated and that I've worked with. So I was standing during the ritual, and I was like, "Ooh, girl."
Did you ever experience anything like that? Like what you saw me go through?
No, I didn't almost fall down.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm cool with her. I'm cool with death energy. It doesn't bother me as much as you, I think.
Yeah, but well, the whole thing that led up to all of this was I had some issues and I needed some help. So, not knowing who to go to for help, I contacted Santa Muerte. Anthony works with her a lot, and I'll acknowledge her. I'll say hi. I've given offerings and everything like that. So her and I are on. I think we're on good terms. I talk about her all the time to people. Tell people what she's actually like. You know, try to spread her good word.
She ain't crazy.
And so she came through with her promise, and I fulfilled one of the promises to be fulfilled was to obtain a statue of her. And a particular statue I got was black. It's not consecrated in the other room. Sorry, we should have taken pictures of it earlier. But it's just a black statue. She has a removable scythe on her left side, and she's holding a crystal ball on her right side, on her right hand. So that one stood out to me, and I still got to finish the other part of my promise, is to make her an offering plate. So I'm probably going to work on that this week. But what happened was we heard of a shop in town that was like a Santa Muerte Ibria. So we went over there. And we get over there, and it's nothing but statues of her, and I saw this black one in particular that I was really drawn to. So I didn't take that much cash with me that day, and Anthony was like, "No, I'm gonna get it. I'll get you I'll get the money and everything like that." And like to me, that didn't feel like it was coming from me.
I get overexcited. He's like, "Ooh, another one! Yeah, let's go do this."
Yeah, but from my mindset was it's not a sacrifice that I'm making. It wasn't a promise that I was making, that I was keeping. It was Anthony paying for it, and so I was like, "No, wait, I gotta see some clients and everything like that." So lo and behold, I get swamped with clients. Following day, we go back over there and we pick her up, and the guy there is really nice.
Oh, you're cute.
Yeah, he couldn't speak English though.
Yeah, you did a little bit.
Yeah, I need to learn English. That was all he said to us after we told him we need to learn Spanish.
Oh.
Moja says hi.
She's like, "Show me, human."
That's her. So.
She wants to be up here.
Yeah. So what happened was I ended up getting the statue, and the guy threw in a black candle, a 7-day novena candle. And we brought her home. We didn't consecrate her that night, but the next day. And I was just kind of like, it's going to be like an everyday consecration. I wasn't expecting much from it and everything. So we clear off the altar, our main working altar. She wasn't consecrated on her regular shrine. She was consecrated on our separate main working altar. It's more neutral with our practices. And so explain the altar setup.
Okay, so this altar is about 3 or 4 feet in the air?
Yeah.
It's a
It's
standing.
about waist high.
It's a double cube altar, basically. We've used it for witchcraft rituals, ceremonial magic with OAS. A lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, don't do that, don't do that." Oh, yeah, trust me, we've been there, you're good, and we know what we're doing with this. I'm not trying to sound smut. But, so we cleared off the altar, and the way that I set it up was we had the statue that he had gotten her, offerings, we had tequila, we had some sweetbreads, we had some fruit, we had some incense, we had some water, we had the candle, we had a cigar that we got from there. And then we also had Florida water, we had siete machos, we had a little bit of holy water, her oil, some incense, and her candle.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff on the altar. So, how the ritual format goes, and this is from his brujeria, from more, I guess, more like a brujeria practice and working with her. So
it's what the lady in Albuquerque told me how to do it.
Yeah, it's not like it's casting the circle, calling the quarters, or anything like that. It's just very straightforward, and it includes a lot of Christian elements, or Catholic elements. And I've done a lot of hoodoo in the past, so I don't have a minor. Yeah, I don't have a lot of problems with switching paradigms. Like I'll use Christianity when I'm doing witchcraft on occasion. Psalms will work really well for that. So what happens is we don't cast a circle. It's just a normal evening, and we got started on a ritual probably about 9, 10 o'clock, 9-ish, around there. And I'm standing there, and the ritual starts off with saying the Lord's Prayer. And you say that three times, and then you go into a little speech on asking the essence of Santisima Muerte to inhabit the statue. It's a really common practice in a lot of old magic traditions. It's done the same way. It's done a lot in Hermetic magic too. It's called, also known as living a statue. And there's another term for it too, but I'm not exactly sure what it is right off the bat.
I like to call it waking her up.
Yeah, waking her up. And what that does is it creates a spiritual connection from the spirit or that entity onto the statue. Now, can you call other entities into other statues that aren't theirs? You could, but I wouldn't recommend it.
You get wonky results.
Yeah.
But also this seals in that only her essence will pass through it, so that way you don't get a spirit posing as her, telling you to do all these things when it's really not her.
Yeah.
A lot of people have problems with that.
Exactly. So, kind of ritual time, and when we started after the third Lord's Prayer, I noticed my ears started to buzz really bad, and I was thinking maybe I'm getting a migraine, because it usually happens when I get migraine headaches. My ears started to buzz, and I could barely hear anything, and I'm sitting there and repeating the prayers after he's doing them.
And then I have you clean up your statue and undress it. And then we start to go on with the process of anointing her properly. And then we light the candle, we give her the breath of life, and then we repeat the Our Fathers.
Yes.
And this is where it gets fun.
This is where things got wild. At this point, when we started, my ears were buzzing, but at this point, I noticed my peripheral vision is going out. Like, I couldn't see anything. Like, right here, it was just dark. And as we continue with the prayers, I start to get shortness of breath. And my legs start to get really weak on me. I was just like, okay, and I'm trying to continue with the prayers and everything, not thinking about anything that's going on, trying to be as focused as I can, and all of a sudden it occurs to me, shit, I might be having a heart attack. No, it's a serious thing, and it freaked me out, and I was just like, something's not right here. And at this point, I'm holding onto the altar, and it's, the best way I could describe it was, it's like black liquid coming up from behind you, but slowly covering her face, and all of a sudden I could not see anything. My ears were buzzing so loud I couldn't hear anything, and I could hear Anthony mumbling. It sounded like his prayers were muffled. And he's standing like less than 1.5 feet away from me.
I'm standing about as close to him as I am now.
Yeah.
So I have to help him get down to the ground while I continue the prayers to seal the statue.
I'm holding on to the edges of the altar, trying not to knock everything over, and I'm kneeling down, and I was just like, oh crap, we're going down.
I'm just like over here like, well, one of us has to finish saying this.
Yeah, and then I'm like not sure what's going on, and he kind of just had this look like, Queen, please.
Get hold of yourself, it's only death.
And
hey girl.
yeah, and the thing was, it was so intense. I haven't had any experiences like that in a long time, so when you get around a lot of magic practitioners, like, oh, we can do this, oh, we can do that, and you don't see it, it kind of like, meh. But this one, she just came on very strong and everything like that, and it took like about 4 or 5 minutes for me to come to. I'm sitting there on the floor, and Anthony's like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I just got to take a break for a second.
So I just stay looking at you whenever you turn away, like, really?
And I'm trying to explain everything that I'm feeling and experiencing, and I kind of wish you got it on video, but it's probably a good thing we didn't get it on video, because probably
camera would be broken.
Yeah, it'd be weird. And it was just really intense. It was scary at first, but at the same time, the whole thing that came to conclusion was that it's, darkness, but I shouldn't be scared of it. It was really interesting, because I have some of these like issues with death and everything like that. And so I think it kind of like forced me to be like, it's not as scary as you think, and when it's your time, this is how it goes. So I'm like, okay. Made me nervous. But, afterward, though, the temple, you could really feel the essence of Santa Muerte in the temple space. Even though we have other shrines in here, they kind of like, okay, that's her thing, so we're not gonna, they all seem to get along very well. And, because she's like universal, there's no culture that doesn't have her in it. different variations, yes, but it's always the same type of entity or deity or spirit, however you want to call her. So that happened, and afterward, I was just like, I could see, I could hear it clearly and everything like that, and we were laughing about it, and I was just tripping over it. I was like in shock and in awe because of the experience. Is it like that for everybody? No. But at the same time, too, I also bought a statue of her black aspect, which is one of her stronger forms. So kind of try to dove into the deep into the pool there.
I told you, I was like, you want to start black? Oh. Mm-hmm. Look at her.
But I think I did pretty good. Yeah, I think I did pretty good.
Yeah, you didn't get the Hershey squirts the next day. So
no, I didn't get sick. I didn't nothing like that. It was just that one night, and it wasn't sick. Everything just kind of like, my body freaked out on me. Mm-hmm. And after that, we left her on the altar, on the ceremonial altar for a few days. And I would go give her offerings still, change her water out, say a prayer, and everything like that. And she did good. And then I put her into the other temple with to where her shrine is. And her candle that was burning so bright went way down. So
what?
Oh, her candle, how it got the flame got really low. But that was something I accidentally stuck her behind another statue, and so she wasn't really too digging that. And she'd like I want to shine bright like a diamond.
Pretty. It went up now.
Yeah, and when we were both in there, we both kind of got the sense that she wants a white statue now.
Mm-hmm. A big white statue, because I only have one white statue, and it's a small, like 6-inch tall white one. And so I was like, I've kind of been getting that for a while, but I've been saving that for if I need a lot of help with something.
Yeah, so I think we're going to end up getting a white one eventually, but just not right now. And there's some other work that I plan on doing with her. And what I want to do is like document my experiences in working with her and stuff like that. Just a little side video, so it'd be interesting for other people out there who have or who are interested in working with her. She's not a bad deity or an entity. She's very calm, peaceable, very grandmother-like, very stern. It's the best way I could describe her. So, what was your experience when you through my whole ritual thing?
Oh, when I helped you with your ritual?
Mm-hmm. Like how you rubbed that in when I helped you with your ritual?
He always tries to rub stuff in, so it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It wasn't like anything crazy. I was kind of used to like the consecrations, so I was just like, oh, cool, we can do this again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I was not prepared.
There's like there was like a point where when I was working with her, I was like, ooh, I can get another statue.
Yeah.
And then I was like, ooh, and then I can get another one, and it would probably look like a yerbity in the apartment.
Yeah. So that was my experience of working with her. It was very intense. It was interesting. If you're not used to working with the darker stuff, don't do the don't work with her dark black aspect yet. I'll definitely start off with the white aspect.
I don't say this thing for nothing.
Yeah. But, that's part of the fun and the experience of magic. You don't know what's going to necessarily happen. And I've seen some crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. This tripped me out because it's always been stuff that I observed, like outside of the magic circle and weird stuff happening. We didn't cast a circle. Now I'm like, oh, that's why the circle's there. It helps to filter that energy. But at the same time, too, I'm glad that I had that experience because it's just like, okay, this is cool, I can dig it.
And then with her, like, the reason why I don't do anything like a circle with a lot of, like, the Brujeria or Hispanic sorcery is because the lady who is telling me a lot of things was also explaining it as the circles, a lot of people use it. However, whenever you're working with these spirits and spirits of the dead, different saints, different gods, you're not wanting to close off the space. Any spirits that are going to wander by, if there's a possibility that they can help you to achieve it faster, that's your goal. Do it. Let them in.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. And even in working in hoodoo practices, it seems similar. You don't, circle's not usually cast, or if ever, if you go to work with a bunch of hoodoos or root workers and you cast a circle, they're going to tell you that's not root work. That's not hoodoo.
Because the only thing closest that I've ever done was some cemetery work at the time, and it wasn't really to cast a circle. It was looking at it like the circle way was the doorway, and you were opening it up to the underworld to bring out these spirits.
Yeah. So, and how will this affect me? We don't know yet. I'm still going through the ride, and I'm still experiencing it.
He's been detoxing the last few days.
Yeah.
That's one way it's been affecting him.
Yeah, but I've been, I have this calmness about me too. It's weird. I think it helped me to be more appreciative of things. But at the same time, also to have fun and just enjoy myself instead of constantly working, which is what I always end up doing. So it was a good experience. I'm still working through some of it and just, my mind's trying to interpret everything and stuff like that. So, but who knows? But I have some other experiments that I want to try working with her, using ceremonial magic and everything like that. Nothing like commanding her, I'm not that crazy. Yeah, she showed up and I didn't cast a circle, she kicked my ass. Okay, I'm not going to try to go up against her.
Also, too, I was kind of like joking around with him. I was saying that he's never really been the type to bow before anyone.
No.
But she's like, I'm a lady, bow in my presence.
Yeah, we kind of think that might be why that happened too. Because I just got down on my knees.
You kind of have like that cocky attitude sometimes when you're doing
I do.
rituals, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, ooh, she went there.
Mhm.
I love you.
I
You
think
could be
too.
cocky.
It can be, but that's common with a lot of magic practitioners.
Yeah,
You get the same way too.
sometimes. But eventually that happens, and then you're like, oh yeah.
Who's gonna say it, really, Queen? So, what do I have planned next? Just working with her, continue working with her dark aspect. Good for protection, psychic developments, necromancy, working with the dead, uncrossing and reversing work, and stuff like that. Am I doing work with her for the general public? No, not yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that point. Right now, it's just like getting to know her, even though I've gotten to know her over the past few years we've been together. It's a change in paradigm. Literally, it's just the way that I saw her and everything like that. My whole point of view has shifted about her.
You're like, girl, what?
Yeah. Do I still work with the other deities in the house that we work with? Yes, I do. It's not different. It's not separate. I'm not worshiping Santisima Muerte. It's like a mutual working type thing. Am I a devotee of hers? I didn't do the devotional ritual, but apparently she's down with me working with her. So, the way that I kind of got it through a minor channeling experience the other day was, it's like a mutual working relationship. You hire me to do stuff, and I'll do the stuff, so long as it's, you keep your end of the bargain. Like, okay. And a lot of saints will do that. Will this consecration work on other statues? It could. Will it work on other saint statues? I don't know. I've never really consecrated a saint statue like that because I'm not Catholic. Working with them in the hoodoo aspect, yes, just a quick generic cleansing and consecration seems to work. So, what was your first time like after you consecrated her?
I was sick for 3 days. Because I didn't do anything to filter out the results. And I was about like 15, 16. And I was just like, I'm just going to do it. Let's see what happens. I learned. Sometimes experience is the best teacher.
Yes, it is.
But that was also with her white aspect too.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'll get different results for different aspects, but
But also something I've noticed too, it's almost like her statues each have a different personality.
They do. Not just over here, and she's sniffing at Anthony's drag stuff.
She's like, it smells like mother. She's laying on it.
So, it was a fun experience. Definitely it's something, if you're into working with her, go for the whole ball of wax, don't half-ass it.
Yeah.
She's a very powerful entity. She's very protective in spite of how people use her in the past. Remember, it's just like how people have used magic in the past. It depends on the wielder of that power.
Just because a knife stabbed someone doesn't mean that it couldn't have made a bomb steak, you know what I mean? Or helped to cut it so you can eat it.
Exactly. So, magic is like that, and so is she. She's she's almost like the essence of that. She's that no BS type, gonna get it done, stuff like that. You ask for it, you better be willing to accept it. Everything about it.
Or go second guessing on what you ask for later.
Yeah, and I've run into that with some clients who have asked me to do love work and everything like that, and they're like, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I'm like, intuitively, I'm like, you're not ready to deal with the consequences. And they start bugging me for the work, and I push forward with it, and I do it, and they call me a few months later, I don't want this person anymore, can you get rid of them?
I'm like, girl, you're wasting my time.
Yeah, so, you know who you are.
I ain't hating, I've been there, you good, girl.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that was just my experience with her, and it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I got to go through it, and just kind of riding the wave and seeing where it goes next. So she keeps asking me to do other stuff with her, but I'm like, I want to work on other stuff. you know, and I still work with her, and I'll go, you know, give her some water in the morning, say hi to her every morning, stuff like that. So.
You're not like those people that will be like, yeah, I got her consecrated. Where's she at? She's in the closet.
Yeah.
Oh, do you give her offerings? No, she's just there.
Yeah. No, I work with her. You know, I go to her every day. I cleaned off her altar today. I gave her a candle, a candle yesterday and a candle today, and like I do with the other deities and spirits that we have that I work with personally.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think next I'm going to try to do some more one-on-one work with her, and let's see what kind of changes can happen. So, do you think that a person should obtain all of the statues before they start branching out with their work?
What do you mean?
Like how she has the 3 colors? Or can one color, like the black, be invoked for?
I think that she can cover all aspects. I think the purpose of the robes is kind of like, almost like using specific color candles. It helps you to focus in. And it's almost like a funnel. So you're using almost like a different size funnel for different things. So with her red aspect, it kind of helps you to get in that mindset of whenever you're calling her, that she's going to be coming in this format. When really she could take whatever form she individually pleases. But I do think that whenever you have that, it's almost like bringing it down in a funnel. So that way it's already generated with that essence, but she can come in any way she pleases. This kind of helps us to get acquainted with different sides of her. But, I mean, do you have to go through all 3? I would recommend being able to work with all 3 of her aspects before doing work for other people. Just so that way you're already used to where you know what to expect, how the results can differ. Because with each aspect, they do seem to manifest slightly different. The white, it's a little bit more on the softer, gentler side whenever it comes to manifesting.
Like Sears. The softer side of Sears.
Oh. I still don't get it. Anyways, it's a little bit more gentle, a little bit more subtle, but it still happens quickly. The red, it's a lot more forceful, a little bit more demanding, but it's not completely like...
Stern?
Huh?
Stern, harsh?
It's still going to be stern, but it's not as harshly stern as like with the black, where it's like, it's happening now.
She's like a very serious grandmother who don't take smack.
Mm-hmm. That's the point where your grandma's like, girl, it's happening now. Not the, well, come on, let's go do this. Like, that would be like the white. The red would be more like, this is what we're going to do. And the black is like, I said this is happening now.
Yeah, I believe it. So, somebody had also asked too, because the instructions they were given was to submerge her statue when they're doing the consecration.
I've heard of some people doing it. It's basically like baptizing them in the water. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, if you like look at some people in Catholic churches, because technically, like, I was baptized when I was little because, like, I had family that wanted me baptized. But then, like, when I got older, they wanted to baptize me again. And so they took me up over there and they just anointed my head, which is basically how I do the statues.
Yeah, and we didn't submerge the statue. What we did was just use a paper towel and we wiped her down from the top, then working the way down and everything like
with
that.
Florida water to cleanse it, her statue. And then after that, we anointed her with the colognes, the oils, fumigated her with the incense.
So it's just like consecrating a big talisman, but more intense.
But like as far as submerging her, I mean, some statues have cloth on her.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful that it's not gonna damage the
cloth or grow mold under it,
Yeah.
or underneath any charms that may be on there.
Yeah, or ruin the resin, because a lot of those are resin or plaster, so you want to be cautious of that. Especially if she has cloth robes and everything like that. Some of those are pretty.
Yeah, I know, I want that.
So, but yeah, that was just my experience. We'll have more updated, you know, my adventures with Santisima. So, and I might do a working video later with her, so who knows.
I think, how much time do we have left?
Like 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, so since we have this time left, I would like, if you want to, talk about how you saw her during the ritual.
Okay, so.
As like, I know this is something that still is amazing to you, so I guess it's something that you can talk about.
Now, I had the sight, and so I see spirits on a regular basis. But then I've interacted with her on the astral plane and stuff like that on accident a few times. But right when everything started to go black, I saw this classic image, Grim Reaper image and everything that just like flashed through the black, and I could see the white. And her robes were like silk, very silkish, and they were just flowing in the breeze as she came through. It was just a very quick image. But then she changed from that to a little girl. with long black hair, very human looking and stuff like that. So it was interesting.
Oh, well, I meant like the features of the statue, but that's something for another time.
Mm-hmm. Which features of the statue?
Oh, how you said how we were talking about how her hands like changed a little bit, and whenever you were breathing life in her. And
yeah, her hands would change. They would go from skeletal to humanish. Like she would get flesh and stuff like that. It was really interesting.
Kind of like the process.
Yeah,
of
and
young age, growing old, dying, and repeating.
yeah, she would go through these cycles and stuff like that, and it was really cool to see. Even her eyes had changed during the ritual, because the eye sockets are black, but now it kind of looks like there's a little bit of white specks in the back where it looks like she's getting eyeballs.
And two of my other statues grew eyeballs in the back of their sockets, which is kind of interesting too.
Yeah. She doesn't have, the statue that we got does not have the curios on the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a plain wooden base, but you don't necessarily, which means you don't necessarily need them, and those are just
They help
towards-
amplify it.
Yeah, to help channel that energy.
But if you consecrate it properly, it's not really completely required. Because
Mm-hmm.
one of mine that also has eyeballs too was a red one, and that's just a wooden base.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll go through more with her and everything like that. So it was just a fun little experience working with Santisima Muerte. If you are interested in working with her, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, or send us an email at totembroom@gmail.com. You can always
contact us on our Facebook page, Totem Broom.
Yep, send us a message. And I think that is that. We're going to have some new videos coming up soon, so be patient. You done?
I'm good.
Okay. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.